Hello there, it's Jeanette from Far Forest Ceramics, normally based in the UK, but I am currently in Canada. So staying at my son and daughter-in-law's chalet by the lake for a few days. And they're busy watching some football from the UK at the moment, so I'm doing a little bit of editing. And I just wanted to do a little bit of an intro into this very short video. I experimented to make a paint platter, can't get my words out. Never made one before, thought I'd give it a go, and if anybody else out there is willing to have a try, and even if they can share what they do differently, I'm really pleased how it turned out, and I learnt a lot in the process, so hope you enjoy. Take care, bye bye. I really don't know what I'm going to do or how I'm going to make this paint palette. All I know is I really need one. I've got a plastic crummy thing which I really don't like. So I'm just going to have a play, and I just want a simple palette. Now I don't hand build very much, but my thought process is I'm going to do 2 layers of clay, and I'll cut circles out the top layer and place it over the lower layer, blend it, and hopefully get my depressions that way, but we'll see. Now my thought is to do different sizes. I don't even know what shape this is going to be. So I'm just going to play. And I should have definitely released this from the board first. Oh, let me take that off while I'm there. They don't have to be perfectly round, they can be any size. Any size, any shape. That's my thought process anyway. And then hopefully I can learn from this one and maybe make a better one later. But I use stroke and coats, and I do find working with a palette is a lot easier because you can do blending. How many do I want? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to need that many big ones. What shape's it going to be, the overall palette? Who knows? I might stick with that. When I pick it up, it's going to distort. I'm happy with that. Don't have a problem with that. I quite like that idea. So I think I'm going to rib all of this first, because I can smooth it out afterwards. I'm guessing there's a lot of people out there are saying this is not going to work, you shouldn't have done it that way, but I don't know, so I'm going to give it a go. Now I'm thinking vinegar. That's where I'm thinking, vinegar as opposed to slip. So I'm just going to apply the vinegar. Now the thickness of this clay is 3/4 centimetre. So at the points with the hole, that would be 3/4 centimetre, which most likely will go to 1/2 centimetre by the time it is fired, and that's usually 1/2 centimetre is usually what I would throw on my slab roller to make hand build. Let's have a go. First of all, concentrate, Jeanette. I'm going to turn this around. Let's see. Ooh, I like the fact you can actually distort. Ooh, I want distortion. I like that. Makes it more. Ooh, I like that. I like the distortion. Well, I didn't plan for that, but I like it. Okay, let's hope that adheres quite well because this is wet clay out the bag. Now, what edge do I do? I like that. I like that. Did I tell you I like that? I love the distortion. So, do I get a nice soft brush now and smooth out? Yes, I think so. That's creating a nice bit of yummy slip. I'm struggling to get rid of the score marks though. Maybe that will be something I'll have to do more when it's more leather hard. I'll do what I can now, but I don't want to distort that top edge too much. I'm feeling this is going to try and warp. I mean, I did do it on the slab roller, I haven't bent it. So as regards the memory, there's no memory of it being bent. However, I do have a feeling it's going to try and warp. So what about if I cover this with newspaper and a board and weigh it down so that it dries slower naturally, but it's got a weight under it to keep it flat. I might do that. Yeah, that's my plan. So my plan is to make sure that this is all stuck down, keep ridges on the top edge as sharp as I can at this point, and I can then sponge around them when it's firmer, because I quite like the vertical lines up from the second layer. I quite like that, and I love the distorted ovals. Really love that. Really love that. It's fairly easy to do. It's too easy for this to work though. It's not going to work. I know something's going to go wrong. It always does, but that's how you learn. Okay, so as this is setting up, it's becoming more sticky, but that's actually easier for me to smooth out. Having more success with my smoothing. I'm going to go back over. Now I just want this to be plain white. I don't want to have, I don't think, I'm going to have a think about that. I just do a clear gloss on it, because this is a very nice white cream clay when it's fired. Do I just put a clear on it? Or maybe I'll put a white stroke and coat on it. Crisp it up a bit. Or do I do a white on the middle inside, and do I then actually glaze the outer side with something else? That's an idea. Might do that. I don't know at this point. At this point I just want it to survive. I'll think more about glaze options later. So now I've got to consider, what shape is it going to be? What do I want? I'm going to start off bigger and then I can go smaller. Might use a knife instead. Okay, that's not the knife I was planning, but that'll do me. Start there. So you can see there the thickness it would be where this actually is. So I could scoop out some there, couldn't I? Let's go a little bit closer. think I'm going to go with that. What's important here is that my seams are neat, and now I want to soften that edge. Now, how can I join that better? I'm just going to bag this clay up out the way, get this on a turntable so I can rotate it and work on the sides. Now I like that angle, that feels nice, better. I don't like the sharpness of the edge here on the actual edge, so I'm going to see if I can just blend it in a bit with a ball tool. The question is now, when I've done that, I've got like the raised centre. Do I try and take some of that centre out? I think it's better. Not sure, I think. I could wish I hadn't done this, but I'm going to try and seal the edges now with this. Okay, I don't think it's ruined, but I'm still not sure which I preferred. I think this is better. It's a bit more organic, and I prefer the inner edges. There's less chances of seeing separation of the clay, and that would defeat the object if I'd got cracks at the point where the two bodies join together, because any glaze that I put in these little compartments will work their way through. Now this here I'm not too pleased with. Got to almost make that good on both sides. It's got a weird wonk going on. A wonk, that's my technical term. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. Stop messing with it now. Let it firm up a bit, and then I can clean it down with a sponge again. I'm not going to put paper on it yet because it is quite tacky, so I'm going to wait till it's firmed up a little bit. Then I will just put a sheet of newspaper on top and another board on top to try and have some weight on it, and then leave that for a little bit, and I'll bring you back at the point that a few hours have passed. Let's see if this works. So this is now 2 days later. I put some newspaper on it, then put a board and add some weights, and I'm going to see now what's happening underneath. Has it dried at all? Any cracks? Is it coming apart? Let's see. Oh, it's loose now, so that's a sign it's dry. Oh, no cracks. I like the look of that. Still feels fairly damp. I wonder if it's loose now on the board. Let me push. Oh, yes. Oh, do I dare pick it up? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to pick it up. I want to put it on a smaller board, really. Oh, that should be a nice, let's hope there's no cracks on the back. Oh, very nice. I think what I'll do is just get a sponge and soften off this edge while I've got it up. I'm very pleased. The question is it going to continue to dry nice and evenly? I think it's important I don't dry it too quickly. I think I need to just let it dry very slowly and not rush it, because this is quite thick, it's quite heavy. Okay. I like that. I like that. So how do I dry this now? I think on a smaller board, and I might still keep the paper on it and some weight on it as it dries a little bit further because it feels still very damp. But that's looking nice, isn't it? I like the ergonomic shapes. The recesses are quite nice. I like the different sizes. The joins look really sealed at this point in time. It's early days. We need a slow dry. Okay, I'll come back in another couple of days and see what's been happening. I'm pleased to say both the drying and the bisque went really well, and I chose Mayco Stroke Coat Cottontail, speckled on the outside, and then the actual palette circles was plain. I love how it's turned out. If you make these, I'd love to know how you do it. Is it a simpler way of doing it? Thanks ever so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.